up, y'all? It's me, Regine, your herbalist homegirl, and around here we do a lot of talking about all things herb, holistic, and healing. In today's video, we're going to talk about my personal journey with cancer and the lessons and things that I learned from it. So to start, what is cancer, right? So in short, cancer is the rapid division of abnormal cells. So now we have a very general foundational understanding of what cancer is. Let's talk about my signs and symptoms that led to my diagnosis. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list, but just sharing my experience. So hopefully maybe you don't have to go through all that I went through. So the three main signs and symptoms that I experienced were severe swelling and inflammation, unexplained pain, and also redness. Everyone's journey with cancer, especially to receiving a diagnosis, is completely different. And so the signs and symptoms that I've had obviously may not be the same ones that you or someone that you know has or is experiencing. However, a common thread that I've noticed is oftentimes the signs and symptoms that are experienced are unexplained, i.e. like weight loss. So definitely if your body is responding right a certain way and there's no logical point A plus point B equals point C, definitely consider consulting a medical professional. Now listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought I had torn my meniscus, okay? Cancer was not on my bingo list at all, right? So the unexplained redness, the unexplained inflammation, the unexplained pain, I thought that I had, maybe done exercise incorrectly or, just overexerted myself because the things that I was feeling largely correlated, seemed very similar to when I had experienced a similar meniscal tear in my opposite knee on my right leg. So I thought this was a meniscal tear. Another one of my symptoms was redness, which again correlated in my mind at the time with what I thought was a meniscal tear. So after a while, it began sporadically and randomly began to be difficult for me to walk. I remember one day I was in college and I woke up and it was a severe pain to walk. And every time I'd go get MRIs, the ER, or get x-rays, like, oh, we don't see anything, and so it was like, if it's not a meniscal tear, then what exactly is this? And so it took about a year before I actually got another MRI scan, and an orthopedic surgeon, because again I thought this was a meniscal tear, was like, you need to go get this checked out before I can even do anything. And yes, there was a slight, tiny little meniscal tear, but not enough to cause the pain, the inflammation, the swelling, all of that, and in the extent to which that it did. At this point, we're practically BFFs, okay? You can't get rid of me now. So after going through about a year of MRIs and scans and, discomfort and pain, I was finally referred to an oncologist, and for about another year and some change, maybe a few months less than, I had 4 biopsies, right? 2 open and 2 closed. And after the 4th biopsy, I was finally given a diagnosis, which was non-Hodgkins lymphoma in my left knee. And so I did undergo chemotherapy as well as radiation. And so here are some tips, some treatment tips that I would share. The first one is rest, and I can't emphasize and stress this enough. In order for healing to really take place, the body must be in rest. So rest as much as you can. Your body is putting up a great fight, a harder fight, a tougher fight than you could even imagine, right? Especially on a cellular level. So always, always, always get as much rest as you possibly can. The second tip would be you can't heal in the same place that you got sick in. So this can be mental, emotional, physical, mental, any aspect. If your home life is unhealthy, if the people caring for you are not positively pouring into you, right, good for your mind, body, and spirit, that's going to be problematic. So definitely change as much as you can your healing space as you are choosing. You may choose to go through treatment, or you may choose, a more holistic, non-Western route, which is completely fine. But definitely be cognizant and be mindful of your healing space in which you are partaking in your healing in. For a lot of us, going to a center or picking up our stuff and moving to another place isn't ideal, it's not realistic. So one of the things that I did to change my environment, my healing environment, was that I oftentimes would close my door, my room door. I was living at home during this time, and I would create a meditation type space. So I had a rain stick, I still do, but I would meditate with my rain stick. I would journal, really just creating the environment that was optimal for my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health, so that I could optimize and stay positive, right? Because it is tough. It's a tough time. The last tip during treatment phase would definitely be control what you can. One of the things that I did once I received my diagnoses and I found out, yes, I would lose my hair, I decided to go ahead and cut it. So I did dye my hair blonde because I was like, it's gonna fall out anyway. Why not? I went ahead and dyed it, and I progressively began to cut it. First time I noticed my edges was coming out, I was like, yep, today is gonna be the day. I asked my mom or my aunt, I don't remember, to go to the store and grab me a razor, and we're gonna shave this head tonight, okay? Tonight. And although it was tough, losing my hair, right, and seeing it come out, at the same time, it was also so satisfying and empowering that I chose this. I made this choice instead of the medicine, the cancer, the chemotherapy making that choice for me. At any point in time of your treatment, your healing journey with cancer, that you can take back your power, make choices for yourself because you want to, versus the medicine or the doctors, etc. Do that. Control what you can control. The cancer, was present in my body. Couldn't change the diagnosis, couldn't control that. However, I could change and determine how I want to go through treatment, the emotional, psychological, how much of a role I wanted to play, and the impact that cancer would have upon me. So I took back my power, that I was choosing to not go through that traumatizing experience of seeing clumps of my hair fall out. Said we're not going to do that. There's so many things that you can do, and that your body, your mind, your spirit will tell you that is right for you to empower yourself during this time. And so just take back your control. You got it. You can do it. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to share such a sacred and personal time in my health and life journey with y'all. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, okay? Because again, you can't get rid of me now. So now you not only know my personal journey with cancer, but you also know some early signs and symptoms that could potentially lead to a cancer diagnosis. I can't stress enough, go see a doctor, go get examined. You are the expert of your body, so if you feel like something's off, go advocate for yourself and seek out those professionals and tests to get the answers that you ultimately deserve. I pray that my journey through cancer is one that you can learn from, so hopefully and prayerfully you don't have to experience it yourself. Cancer is not something that just occurs overnight. It takes time. And so you always have the option and choice to pivot and make the necessary changes in your life. Let me know in the comments, have you experienced cancer? Are you a young adult? Are you someone that supports someone through their cancer journey? Talk to me in the comments. Let's connect. Let's share journeys, and also let's support each other through these journeys. Let me know what lessons or revelations that you've received through your journey as well, or even leave some words of encouragement, because you never really know what someone's going through. As always, y'all, be love, be light, and drink your tea. Peace.